Good morning from Sweden. Welcome to today's reading, where we are looking into the energies for the day and how to navigate them best to get the best possible outcome and as smooth a day as possible, hopefully very joyous as well. And an I Ching reading is not a prediction, it's like a map over the energies and how the energies are today. To help guide us through everything that we go through. Okay, so let's start by by grounding ourselves. And so sit down firmly, place your feet on the floor if you're not cross-legged. Maybe you're out walking when you're listening to this, I don't know. But just make sure that you really feel how you're connected to the earth below you. Because you are, right? You're part of this wonderful universe. And then as you breathe in, into your stomach, let it expand and then contract as you breathe out. But you're breathing into the stomach. So we're using the diaphragm here as we breathe. And then as you breathe, feel how you can pull energy from the universe into the top of your head and then all the way down into your stomach. And then as you breathe in, you pull energy from the earth, from your soles of your feet, all the way up through your legs and into your stomach. And the energies from the universe and the earth, Mother Earth, is gathering in the absolute center of you. This is the lower dantian. I think it's also called the solar plexus chakra. And this is like a little energy cauldron. And it's the absolute center of us. So to center yourself is to go into this place. So there's about 3 fingers underneath your navel and about 3 fingers in, approximately. And it's like a little energy ball that as you breathe in, imagine it expanding, and then as you breathe out, it contracts. Breathe in, expanding, and then breathe out, contract. So here is the question for today, or the questions. How does this hexagram want to move me today? That's more for the Qigong or for our movement. And then how do the energies look today? And please give us some guidance on how to navigate them best. Okay, so I'm starting with the lower gua, or the inner gua. This is the lower part of the hexagram. How does the hexagram want to move me today? How are the energies and how can we best navigate them today? Heaven, earth, fire, water, thunder, wind, wood, mountain, lake. Heaven, lake, thunder. We've got some thunder. No, sorry, fire. Sorry, fire below, or the inner. That's our inner life, right? Fire. We're very creative maybe today. And then I'll change my other hand. How are the energies today? How can we best navigate them to these energies? Heaven, earth, fire, water, thunder, wind, wood, mountain, lake. Heaven, lake. So we've got fire, under, lake. So fire, oops, that's the wrong one. So there we go. Fire, under, lake, which looks like that. So we got fire, which is Li, lake, dewy. Yang at yang, yin at yin, yang at yang, yang at yin, yang at yang, yin at yang. So it's very, there's only one line that is not in its correct position. And then yang corresponding not with yang, yin corresponding with yang, and yang corresponding with yin. So it seems like it's rather quite, we've got 4 yang lines and 2 yin lines. So it's more yang, more active than receptive or withdrawing. So it seems like, and then we've got fire in our inner life inside, and then the lake. I can just picture this big, beautiful lake, but we've got the fire underneath, right? So what does fire does to water, right? It boils it as well. So maybe we've got like a very warm lake above. So let's have a look at the hexagram after we have found the changing line. So I'm just going to do that. So I'm going to find the changing line. I'm going to record a separate video of how I did this and explain a little bit about a hexagram and the different lines and stuff. But I want to do it in each video. So there we go. Oh, that one was turned. But that's the first line, corresponds to the bottom, and that one corresponds to the top, and then the lines in between. So the changing is not there. The changing is in the second line. So that's a yin turning into a yang. So in the end, when it's changing into this one. And we had that one the other day. At least once last week. Yeah, once last week. Dui and Kian. And so we've got lots of yang today. Let's have a look in the book. I'm gonna put the coins away. So fire, under, lake. Where is lake? It's all 49. Fire, lake, 49. 49. And then we got heaven, under lake, 43. It's changing into that one. We won't read that one. Well, 43. Just look at the changing lines really, where we are. This, we're using it more to see where we are in the context of this hexagram, right? Which is, so 43, eliminating, we had a few days ago. Abolishing the old. This is for me, this is a well-known one. It keeps on coming back. And it is definitely in the stages where I'm at now, abolishing the old, the end of a cycle. And you too, because you are here watching this. So this relates to you as well. So abolishing the old. And eliminating. Isn't that abolishing the old is taking the old and just leaving it behind, and eliminating is taking what doesn't serve and leave it behind. Okay, so definitely a time of leaving what does not serve behind. So let's have a look. I'm just going to move this over a little bit and then Okay, yeah. Let's have a look at the sequence of the gua. The silt at the bottom of a well needs to be removed. Thus, after replenishing, abolishing the old follows. And replenishing is something that came up a couple of times last week, and that is about the center where people gather where to replenish oneself. And it's about providing for others as they provide for you as well, right? It's about giving and taking, but making sure that you replenish yourself. So that's the replenishing, but abolishing the old. And here we're talking about, I saw, say the silt at the bottom of the well. So we've got a well that is not, the water is not entirely clean, or there's lots of, at the right at the bottom, the silt and mud and all sort of thing at the bottom that needs to be cleaned out to keep the well really, to have really clear and fresh water, right? And that's what we need to remove. And when it came to eliminating, which we have here, which is what we're changing into, which the energies are changing into, it also speaks about a river where the banks are overflowing because there's too much debris in the river. Or it could be lots of rain as well, but then also too much debris, so it can't flow freely. So we're definitely still in the energy of removing what does not serve in our life, okay? And here, if you look at, so this book is by Anthony Huang, and he's the translation of the I Ching, but the other translations. And here they're speaking about Blofeld, translated as a revolution. So you need to make a revolution. This is time to just let go of what's old. But even when you make a revolution, you don't just go in crazy, right? You need to make a plan. Okay, always go in with your eyes wide open, seeing the situation for what it is, right? And that's general advice. So see, let's read here. The structure of this gua is lake above, fire below. Lake contains water which can extinguish fire. Fire in turn is able to dry up water. Water and fire overcome each other. This phenomena suggests a picture of revolution, abolishing the old. Okay, so yeah, so water, fire heats water and then it evaporates, right, as it's boiling. But water can also extinguish fire, so they take each other out. Heaven and earth abolish the old, bring about the new, then the four seasons complete their changes. And this is what we saw all last week. It's about removing what's old. And this is we're still in that energy, removing what's old, removing what does not serve us, to enable to bring about the new. So we are at the end of a cycle, but it seems like we're a little bit not stuck, but we've been here for a bit. So we really need to now clear out whatever it does not serve us in order to be able to create something new, because otherwise we just keep being stuck in the same position, like doing the same thing as we always done. And that just keeps us stuck in something that is not good for us quite often, okay? Even if you are in a good position right now, that will come to a decline eventually, right? So we need to keep on moving forward. And one thing that is true to life in general, any life, is that it's constantly changing. Little plants come, little flowers. It starts with a seed and they grow up into a flower and they wilt and then die. It's the same thing with humankind. We are being born, conceived, born, growing up from a little baby into an adult, and then wither, and eventually we will die. Like, life is this. The whole cycle is the beginning and the end. So, and then we need to move into a new cycle. It doesn't end, right? It just goes into a new cycle. Okay, and that is the story of yin and yang as well. let's see. Let's read the decision. Proper day, upon it obtain confidence from people. Supremely prosperous and smooth. Favorable to be steadfast and upright. Regret vanishes. Let's read the commentary on the decision. Abolishing the old, water and fire destroy each other. Two daughters live together, but their minds are not in chorus. This is called revolution. Proper day, upon it obtain confidence from people. When the revolutionary tempest breaks out, faith will accord with it. Enlightened intelligence make people joyful. Great success comes from justice. Since the revolution is proper, all regret disappears. Heaven and earth abolish the old and bring about the new. Then the four seasons complete their changes. Tang and Wu abolished the old and brought about the new. They obey the will of heaven, in accord with the wishes of people. The time and meaning of abolishing the old is truly great. Okay. So we are, what we're talking about, abolishing the old, fire and water destroy each other. So, and then two daughters live together, but their minds are not in chorus. This is called revolution. I think, so what we're talking about when we read the text here. Okay, so yes, so revolution. When we're talking about the two daughters, so each line here is actually corresponds to the father, mother, eldest son, youngest son, eldest daughter, youngest daughter, and they're in the wrong position, which means that they are living together. They should be married away, according to the old system, and they are not in. So they're in the wrong position. So the younger one is stronger than the older one, and this is not. There's nothing like actually. There's nothing in this situation that you are with now that is in balance. Okay, you need to move out of this. Everything is slightly bit askew. Things are in the wrong position, nothing resonates. This is what it's calling. And then you need to bring about a revolution. You need to make a change to your life. And in order for something new to come about, you need to remove the old, because there is no room. So you got this big cauldron, and it's full of soup. You got a big pot, it's full of soup, but you can't put more soup in it until you actually remove the old soup. And this soup is old, right? You cooked it yesterday and you forgot it out on the cooker and it's gone off in the night. It's a hot day, it's midsummer, and it's gone bad. But you can't cook, you can't eat that soup, but you can't cook any new soup unless you actually pour out and throw away the old soup, because there's no room, right? And this is what we need to do with our lives as well. It's full of things that do not resonate, that are misaligned, does not work. We've tried so many things. It's like we're banging our head against the walls and we keep on staying stuck in the same position or moving forward very, very slowly. And now's the time to actually take action and going, hang on, this is not working for me. I need to do something about this. I need to make real change. And this is what it is. And we're actually in the proper day. Up on it, obtain confidence from people. When the revolutionary tempest break out, faith will accord with it. You need to have faith at this situation. Take advice from people who knows, and make sure get support from people who can support you, and from that you can gain confidence. So speak to someone you trust, speak to many people and just to get advice, and then from that build confidence, and then you will find, and then also actually listen to your inner self as well. You need to hear your inner voice as well. So you need to go into meditation and listen to this, and then build confidence from this. Okay. Enlightened intelligence make people joyful. So this speaks about enlightened intelligence. If you find out information and then you know where you're going, then you can be joyful. You can be at peace because you know this, see the situation exactly for what it is and how to get out of it the best way. Great success comes through justice. Since the revolution is proper, all regret disappears. So this revolution, or the moves we need to take, should not be in a way the harms. It should not be out of anger. It should not comes from. It should not be selfish. Although, by that, sometimes you have to make steps that are leaving some people behind. You might have to remove some people from your life. This might be your problem. Right? You might have people around you that are taking advantage of you. And then justice here is for you to remove them from your life, right? So, but it should not come from I want to be terrible to that person. I want to harm that person. I want to do. That's the wrong intention. It should come from a place of, this is for protection. This is for the best of me and for everyone, okay? And then if you do that, so you have the proper intention to move forward, and then abolishing whatever doesn't serve anymore. It's just it's just a placeholder. It's just holding this place, but and then you can't bring in the new, fresh that you want. Heaven and earth abolish the old and bring about the new. Then the 4 seasons complete their changes. So heaven and earth abolish the old and bring about the new. So in order to be able to move forward with something new, you need to get rid of whatever is holding you back, the old stuff, right? And then the 4 seasons complete the change, and then we complete the cycle. You've come to the end of the cycle. It's time to complete the cycle. So when we remove whatever is left, then we will complete the cycle and be able to move on to a new. Tang and Wu abolished the old and brought about the new. These are 2 other hexagrams, Tang and Wu. I'm going to look, could it be? That's Yi. Could that be eliminating? Okay, let's not go into that now. Tang and Wu abolished the old and brought about the new. They obey the will of heaven in accord with the wishes of people. The time and meaning of abolishing the old is truly great. So this is the time. It really is the time to start doing something. I'm going to look here and see if a Tang and Wu they are actually, no, I was wrong. Fu, Bo, Fu, I think I mixed them up with these, the Bo and Fu there. Falling away, turning back. That's what I was thinking about. Which has got the same sort of energy as this one. But no, Tang and Wu, I don't know what that is, so let's continue and read the commentary in the symbol instead. Fire in the midst of the lake, an image of abolishing the old. In correspondence with this, the superior person watches the changes of the planets and sets the calendar in order, making the time of the seasons clear. Prepare yourself. Sit down and start to look. Maybe meditate and then start looking at your life. What does not serve you anymore? And then from there, you take advice from wise people around you. Speak to people you can trust, not just anyone who might actually give you bad advice. It's got to be people who are honest and truthful and sincere. Speak to them and get advice, okay? And then from there, you look at your truth and then how to move forward best, but make a plan, okay? Plan this. Your steps should be timely. Otherwise, we just end up doing the same thing in the same situation again. So patience, plan, and move forward, okay? Let's have a look at the changing line, which is the second 6. Proper day, upon it, abolish the old. Moving forward, good fortune, no fault. Proper day, abolish the old. Taking action brings praiseworthy success. Yes, so this is the time to take action, okay? But with a clear mind, what are the steps you need to take to actually not keep on repeating the same thing you've been doing now for a while, but to take a step in a different direction to be able to abolish the old. And then here's okay, so let's have a look at this one a little more. The second line is a yin element at the yin place, central and correct. It is the principal line of the lower gua. Li or brilliance. Li, which is fire, and brilliance is called. 1 at this place is gentle and bright and corresponds to the yang element at the 5th place. So they correspond to the other central line here. Who is firm and strong. They have the same goal and can support each other. The time is right and the situation is excellent. As the proper day approaches, one may expedite revolution. Taking action brings good fortune and success, but one still needs to walk with firm steps. Yes, no time to hesitate now, okay? But don't rush forward without any plan as well. This line indicates that after the ceremonial, ritual, and divination had been conducted, the revolution against the old system was launched. So here, this line indicates that after the ceremonial, ritual, and divination had been conducted, so after planning, after sitting down, so ceremonial, ritual, and divination, this is like, this is go into meditation, prepare yourself, but then it's time to revolution. Time for revolution, right? Against the old system was launched. There was no resistance. Good fortune prevailed and there was no fault. This is the time to make your steps. So let's have a look at today. It's the metal element as well. And what I've noticed over the last week, we had only water elements and we only had metal elements. So we had, I think, 3 or 4 water elements and 3 metal elements. I think that was what it was. And now we have another metal element. And metal stands for cutting away. So metal, you can think of it as a blade. Like you cut away with a blade. So this is very prevalent in the energies currently. So to cut away, to leave behind, and being firm. This is not time to be wishy-washy. It's to really clear away. But we also got, on the other hand, we've got lots of water elements coming up as well in our energies. And that is to look after ourselves, to eat and drink, nourish ourselves, to withdraw a little bit, to make sure that we are strong, we're ready for battle. We're not going out to battle properly, but, to gather our strength to do the things that we need to do in order to leave what's behind. And that could be our own behavior patterns. So as well as for me, it's both something old in the way I am, but also I am packing up my apartment currently, and I'm leaving my apartment, and I'm going to be in the steps of becoming a digital nomad for a bit, but I'm leaving Sweden. So that's abolishing the old, right? So there's lots of things going on, but make sure you also nourish yourself. Make sure you look after yourself. Don't just rush through, just burning your energy. You need to be strong because you need to make clean cuts. And you need to make the right clean cuts to keep what serves, to remove what doesn't. Okay, that's the energies for today, and I'm wishing you a beautiful day, and thank you for listening in.